All right. All right, comrade. So next we have Comrade Elikya Ngoma, who is online with us today. Elikya Ngoma is a member of the African People's Socialist Party. I'm trying to lick through my mask. Sorry, forgot I had my mask on my face. Uhuru. So Elikya is a member of the African People's Socialist Party, and as we said, a member of the office of Chairman Amalia Shatella. Family is from Ayiti, and Comrade Elikya will be talking about the African resistance in Ayiti. So I want to appreciate you, Comrade, for being here today. And the floor is yours, Uhuru. And I hope you're able to unmute. Okay, great.
Yes.
Uhuru.
Uhuru, thank you, Comrade Mwezi. And Uhuru, salute to everybody who's participating in this event. As was mentioned, my name is Elikya Ngoma, and I'm a member of the African People's Socialist Party in the office of Chairman Omali Ishatella, who is the leader of the African nation in the International African Revolution. I want to begin by saying hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa, and also adding the demand for the United States to keep their hands off of Haiti. As many of you may be aware, over the past 2 or 3 months now, African people in Haiti have been engaged in a period of resistance against the current Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who had been the supposed figurehead since the July 7th, 2021 assassination of the neocolonial president Jovenel Moise. And most recently, the people have also been engaged in resistance against another occupation by the United States, as well as resisting against the so-called intervention of the United Nations and what they call the peacekeepers. During this period, the people have been facing another pays lock, which is a countrywide lockdown. Schools aren't functioning, just everything is completely shut down. And the phenomenon of pays lock is something that's been consistent since 2019, which is where the term first came about. And that was during a period of resistance at that time, which was against the neocolonial government's waste, or what people resisting when they found out about the waste of what was Petro-Caribe funds, which I've written about that in the Burning Spear newspaper, and it can be found on theburningspear.com. And also at present, our people are experiencing insecurity on all levels. There are the so-called gangs, which are plaguing the popular neighborhoods or ghettos. And I explain why I frame it that way in an article on the Burning Spear, but I'm going to say a little more shortly. There's the lack of gas there, which gas is very essential for any country, but especially a country that runs almost completely on fuel. I mean, almost everything that you need in a day requires, from cooking to other daily functions, requires, that for there to be a stability of gas in the country. And in a September 5th, 2022 article, which was published by Le Nouvelliste, which is a daily French language newspaper, which is printed and distributed in Haiti's capital city, Port-au-Prince. It said, the title of that article translated says, Haiti's inflation level reached to 30.5% in July of 2022. So, all of these things combined, as an analysis of the African People's Socialist Party, and just anybody with revolutionary understanding knows that all of these things combined would make anybody who wants freedom to rise up against the oppressive forces who are imposing these terrible living conditions on us and our people. So right now, when you look at the way colonial media takes on this subject, they are painting a narrative of Haiti that, if you don't know any better, it would justify the United States and the United Nations going into the country. But we know through history and even like at this present moment as well, that the United States is directly responsible for everything that we are currently facing there. And we also know through history, um, firsthand experience, that the United Nations is something that only brings terror wherever they set foot. The United States right now is pretending to punish gang leaders, but in fact, they're the actual leaders of the gangs. And it was a known fact during Jovenel's presidency that he had direct ties to and leadership over many of these gangs. Um, it was never just him either. There were other senators and governors, and some they've been named over the years, and some of them are still holding on to their positions in office right now. And just to put into context, the gangs, these gangs, they work in the interests of the government officials against the people. And so there are different formations that senator this senator or this governor is one of the main people who are providing leadership. And so whenever there is fighting amongst the government officials who are running these gangs, then the gangs themselves fight. That's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is that these gangs really they started to appear in 2019 when people were taking to the streets every day. It was almost a year long. It was actually a little over a year long straight protest and resistance in the streets. And so this is where you have the gangs that would block off certain areas. They'd have these huge, machine guns and all sorts of weaponry to, kill people, kill journalists, and also just the threat of seeing them there as well. So, the gangs can be understood as today's version of the Tonton Makut, which existed during the time under Francois Papadoc Duvalier's regime, except that, someone could say that today's gangs are not any official formation the way the Tonton Makut were, but the assignment is very much the same, is to bring the resistance of the people to a halt. And in another article I've written for the Burning Spear, I've said that, this happened more than once, but there's one time there were, like 8,000 or so people who had to move out of different neighborhoods because of so much gunfire that was taking place in between these gangs. And every time I say gangs, I actually do put them in quotation marks. So people were forced, out of where, their neighborhoods and stuff like that, their homes, and into the streets. And, that just increases, the question of homelessness and everything else that comes with that. So even though there is no president right now, since there hasn't been a president since 2021, not that, that president was ever in the interest of our people anyway, the rest of Haiti's government remain puppets of the United States. And the United States has made it a point, even before now, to forever punish Haiti for the African Revolution of 1804. I know somebody mentioned it briefly earlier today, where under the revolutionary leadership of Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Haiti defeated the British, Spanish, and the French, which at the time, the French had the army that, the world saw as the world's strongest army. Haiti had defeated, Africans in Haiti had defeated 3 European superpowers. And the people, of Haiti, we know this very well. So I've also written, there's a series written on the African Revolution of Ayiti on theburningspear.com that I really recommend people, checking out, where, it talks about like all the lessons that can be learned from that revolution, from a class analysis and, all of those kind of things. But one of the main things I want to say is that, Jean-Jacques Dessalines had the right answer. He was a very non-compromising kind of leader. He was the one that brought forward a slogan that you hear being said today in the streets of Haiti, and that, that revolutionaries, people who study this revolution know very well, is coupe tête boule caille, which means cut heads, burn houses. This was the instruction that was given to, the enslaved Africans at that time, that, we will stop at nothing to get our freedom. Now, as far as the United Nations, people think about the question of cholera when the United Nations came in after the January 12th, 2010 earthquake that killed many, many, about 1 million of our people, and that the United Nations infected the water. Cholera had not existed in Haiti before the United Nations and the peacekeepers came into the country and infected the waters. And, we lost, a lot, like just short of, we lost almost 100,000 people, in the country. So, no, I'm sorry, almost 1 million people in the country, due to the cholera. But when the United Nations come in, they don't just come in with diseases like that, but it's also rape. It's also, violating women and men and children and murder and all of these things. So it's just a way for them to continue the oppression, and to bring more terror into wherever it is that they're stepping foot, so that the people can get discouraged, so that the people can get demoralized and full of fear and not fight back, so that the United States and, whoever else they're working for, Canada, France, they can continue to, oppress the different places that they're entering. They're in the Congo, they're in Haiti, they're in other places around the world. And, I know that we're short on time, so the people that on the streets, they know very well exactly, what they want and what they don't want. There are some videos of them saying very clearly, we don't want the United States, we don't want France, we don't want Canada. And I'm not going to go too much into this, but there are some that have said that they want China, they want China, they want Russia to come in. And I think, that's profound, because like if you watch the chairman's studies, he talks about the contradiction in the world contest that exists right now, especially between the United States and United States versus China, United States versus Russia. So for those people who I have seen saying we want China and Russia coming in, I think there's a certain type of recognition about that kind of contest. But really is that, it's a call that, we understand that it's in the African People's Socialist Party, we say we are our own liberators. So it is up to us to continue to build and forward this revolution, so that, Africa, or who Africans in any place call on to help, or to end, to resolve, whatever issues Africans in one place is dealing with, because that really what the call should be, that we want Africa, we want Black people, we want, the rest of the African nation to come in and, help us deal with what we are facing. I just want to say this before I end, because I have seen, at least over the last few days, some forces, some of them have been regular people, and some forces have some kind of notoriety in some way, that implying that Africans from Haiti, or Haitians outside of Haiti, who they call the Haitian diaspora, should not be speaking in place of Haitians who are in Haiti. And that, so they would try to say that to invalidate whatever presentation is being made by those of us who are not, in Haiti directly, that it we have to listen to the people in Haiti. But as they're saying that, they're doing it to avoid having to answer the fact that the people in Haiti themselves are saying, we don't want, we don't want another occupation. It's a very petty bourgeois line. I hope that can be like kind of clear with what I'm saying. It's a way of like, if they hear, one of, well, someone like me, or even someone, especially someone who is another African, but is not from Haiti, and we're calling out the United States, we're calling out Canada, and we're calling out France or whatever it is, and making these very revolutionary remarks and analysis, they would try to shut that down by saying, well, since we're not exactly in Haiti, it doesn't matter. And it's just really backwards and counter-revolutionary, and divisive, but really just speaks to, a stance, a petty bourgeois stance of not wanting to acknowledge, one, those in Haiti, but then also the truth that, is going to be the true analysis, whether you're in Haiti or outside of Haiti. So, the African People's Socialist Party and the Uhuru movement has a very clear stance. This is not the first time, through our events or mobilizations or whatever it is, that you would have heard us say, keep your hands off of Haiti, or US out of Haiti. So that doesn't change this time, because we understand that the US has never been a friend, to African people anywhere, and has never been something that brought any good by coming into Haiti. It's, it is the cause of our problems. US colonialism, and colonialism just around the world, is an enemy of African people. So again, I just want to echo, to say hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa, US out of Haiti, and then to echo Jean-Jacques Dessalines, coupe tête boule caille, Uhuru.
Uhuru. Wow. Uhuru, Comrade Elikya, thank you so much for that presentation. Yes, coupe tête, boule caille, hands off Haiti, hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa. Really want to salute that presentation, and just as I encourage everybody to check out the Burning Spear newspaper. You can find Comrade Elikya's articles on the burningspear.com, and she is, as we said, our Haiti editor for the Burning Spear. So thank you, Comrade.